First and foremost, Sean, just get a sense of how you're feeling after that.
Sorry?
Just get a sense of how you're feeling after that.
I think it's a tough one to call because for a large part of the game we were very good, and particularly the first half. They get off to a worldie, obviously, with a lifetime goal in a way. And they kind of got the better end of the first 15 minutes, but then I thought we regripped it well, pressed better, broke their game up, made them end up kicking it long, which we wanted to press in that manner, and we created chances, and we couldn't score a goal, and inevitably that costs you in the end, because second half obviously they get the penalty, and then it's tough going from there against the side that the informed side in the division.
Given the timing and the nature of their opening goal, could have led to a big sense of deflation. Were you quite pleased with how the players responded to it? It took a little bit of time, but like you say, they created a lot of chances after that.
Yeah, I mean, we've been, speaking with the players for a long period now about the mentality through games, the consistent mentality, and pushing the boundaries of what we believe we can achieve. And I think, because a goal goes in, it's how you respond to it. And I thought after the next 7 or 8 minutes, when they got a grip of the game, right, because it calmed them down, scoring such a good goal, I thought we regripped it and we got on the front foot, and like I said, played some really good stuff and opened them up, and high chance count yet again, but didn't score a goal. And I think that was a frustration in the first half, but a lot of it was a good performance. So overall, it still remains a tough one to call today, because a lot of what we were trying to do was delivered. But a worldie, a tough decision, and then a good finish from their lad, and the game's got away from you.
What did you make of the penalty decision, and what did you make of the team's response to that?
Yeah, I just think the way this VAR is, I know I'm a big fan, but it's just all over the place. I think we all know that. You keep staring at someone, you see there's so many contacts in a box now, but the way I look at it, he's never going to get it. We've got a covering defender. Players nowadays, they play for these things, you know what I mean? And that's standard, by the way. But the game's got to work that out, I think. And then going on about VAR, generally for fans, I've said this recently when we had the Liverpool game, the screen thing is a farce. Everyone's talking about speeding the game up, and they go over to the screen, and we all know what the outcome is. Good or bad decision, just get on with it. Just call it, get on with the decision, and we'll all move on. Why are they standing there staring in front of the screen? We all know what the outcomes are going to be. I can't remember, you might tell me different. I haven't seen a referee overturn one yet. It's exactly what he's been told. He walks over, stands there for a minute, and then gives exactly what he's been told. So I don't understand it. If I was a fan, I'd be frustrated by that. Well, I am a fan, but you get what I mean.
So, what's your understanding of a clear and obvious error?
Oh, yeah, seriously. I will be trying to speak to him and going, right, okay, what is it? Because we were told, as you know, the directive was we're going to give the referees more power. The referee made a very strong decision, and then, of course, the power's taken away, and you go, I have no clue. So I think I'll just have to ring the powers that be and say, look, can you explain to me again, because I have asked, like all managers do, could you explain for me again what is an actual clear and obvious error and why and all the rest of it?
I get the chance to look back. Do you actually think it should have been a penalty or not?
Like I said, you can debate them all you want, because everyone will decide one way or the other. For me, the idea of VAR, they look for contact, and that's not the idea that it should be, in my opinion. If the referee makes a solid decision like that, I thought it was meant to be that they're giving the referee the power, and then they take that away and they say, well, there was contact. And like I say, you can find contact in every box, in every decision. It's a tough one to call, so if it went against us, would I be disappointed? No, I'd probably go, no, I can see why that wasn't given as a penalty.
And what will you try and take away from this game, this performance, to help move forward, going forward?
The mentality, because it's going to be really, really important. We all know the recent news as unjust and all the words that we can all use about it. It's currently a fact until the appeal, so therefore the mentality's got to be right. We kept trying to get something from the game. Of course, it's very difficult when the second and the third go in, but the mentality, we hit the bar, we kept trying to create chances. The biggest positive to me, although it hasn't paid us back so many times at home this season, is the chance count. The chance count's incredibly high again. But we've got to be clinical. It's a tough one to call for me today, because I think a lot of the performance was right. Fans were terrific. They're having their own say in what's gone on, but they were terrific, and I think that's going to be important as well. That connection with our fans is going to be really important going forwards.
Hi, Sean. With the interruptions of VAR, is it losing the enjoyment of the game, do you think?
Sorry, say that again, sorry.
Is it losing the enjoyment of the game?
What's that?
The VAR getting involved and coming.
I think, well, from fans' point of view, it's different for me, because I'm doing a job, but from a fan's point of view, they tell me it is. You know, it's losing the flow of a game and all the rest of it. I mean, I am actually a fan of it, but I just don't get all this looking at a screen thing. The whole point is we're trusting them to make a decision. We're trusting the people in a room and the referee to make a decision. Why have to go and stare at a screen where you all know the outcome? I might have it wrong, but I haven't seen one that's turned around, I don't think. Maybe I've got that wrong, but that's what it seems to me. I think it could be a lot quicker by just going, right, this is a decision, everyone gets on with it. Crack on.
What solution would you try and offer to the powers?
The one that I just said. Take away the screen and just go, right, this is a decision. Referee's given the decision. End of. Let's all move forward. Not go and stand in front of the screen. I don't know how long the referee stood in front of the screen for, but it felt like quite a long time to me to give the decision that he's been told in his ear is the decision. So I just don't see the point of it.
And just on the team, is there fear that they might...
I think they're on about miking him up as well. What's that all about? Well, referees just go under the radar, surely, and just, have a great game. See you later. Can't really understand that either.
Is there fear that the team might slip into bad habits in conceding 2 or 3 goals when the heads...
No, one's a worldie. One's I would say, argue a contentious penalty. And then one's a good finish. So, no, different goals, different reasons. But they're not cutting us open. They're not causing loads of charts. I think they only had nine efforts at goal. Man United side who's top of the form chart. So I think that shows the defensive feel of the performance was still strong. But a worldie, a decision goes against you for a penalty. We all know the stats and facts on penalties. And then a good goal from their point of view and a loose one from us. But we're chasing the game at that stage.
Sean, how do you feel the players responded to the news of the last week or so?
Well, they only came back together 2 days before the game, obviously, because of internationals. But we spoke with them. They were very, very clear-minded about, okay, it's currently, anyway, it's done until we know more. So therefore, we've got to focus on what we're doing, what we have been doing, because there's been some very good performances, got good points on, before the 10 points taken away, good points on the board, especially in lieu of the last couple of seasons. I said that I wanted progress this season. There's clear signs of that. Now we've had a big knock. The whole club's had a big knock. Get that part, move forwards. That's this one as well. Dust ourselves down and get ready for the next one. That's going to be the key mentality each game as it comes.
I mean, after the Palace game, I think the gap between Everton and the relegation zone was 8 points, and now it's almost flipped, and I think the gap's now 5 points to Luton, who in the final kind of safety position. How much does the messaging need to change from you guys? How much has the messaging changed? Because obviously the situation's vastly different, and the team had previously been doing so well.
The messaging is just, look, we can cry it in and we can moan about it and we can say it's unjust and all the rest of it, which I think we all think is, and I think the whole of football, by the response, seems that everyone thinks it is. But the fact's it's currently there, so therefore let's get on with it. I'm not really one for crying it in. It's done, and well, currently, until the appeal, and let's see what happens with that. But we can't guarantee that, of course. So we said to the players, the only thing we can guarantee is what's happening in this moment and what we can do about it. So we've got to take on the challenge each week as it comes, or bi-weekly as it comes.
And just on Beto, he wasn't in the squad today.
Yeah, he had someone fell on him in training on his knee. It's not serious, but it just flared up a little bit, and it was just a day before coming into the game, so it's a precaution.
Thank you.
Any further questions? No? Okay, thank you.
Cheers, everyone.
Thank you.